Y'all doing the interview? Yeah, we doing an interview. Can I be in the interview? No, you can't be interviewed. Okay. All right. Sorry. I always but in the interviews.
It's all good. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the No ID podcast. I have actor, comedian, author, motivational speaker. You've seen this man everywhere. Everywhere. Def Comedy Jam. He's produced the Platinum Comedy Series. You've seen he was hosting BET Live from LA. He's written books. Michael Goes Motivational. He's written a funny thing happened on the way to the White House. I knocked on the door and the brother answered. You heard his voice in The Princess and the Frog, Buford.
Mm-hmm.
You can check him out everywhere. The king of Venice Beach, Michael COLYAR.
Hey, welcome. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, he's here.
I was telling you earlier, man, I studied you for a while. Been a big fan of yours for a while. I actually got introduced to you when you was House Party 3 Showboat. And
yes,
from
indeed.
there, I was hooked. You really played that part.
People love the Showboat now. Got Toe Jam crackers for everybody.
So what made you get
Thank you for the show. I appreciate it, Jerome. Go ahead.
Thank you for being on. What made you get into comedy? What was the reason for you getting into comedy?
I always liked being funny. I was a cut up as a kid, in school. I always, I could make people laugh. I didn't know people would pay me for it, because I started out as an actor in high school. And then later, trying to have a little acting career is very difficult. It's hard to get roles when it's so few roles and so many actors, but then people would pay me money right now to do comedy. So I started doing comedy and I loved it, so I've been sticking with that. And then by doing comedy so well, it brought me back around full circle to be able to get back into acting. In fact, I have a new movie out right now, which is the biggest movie I've ever done. It's on BET Plus. It's called Holiday Heartbreak, and I'm the star of it. So this is the first time in 34 years in this business that I'm number one on the call sheet, the star of the movie. And my co-host is AJ Johnson, who played Tyrese's mama in Baby Boy, and then also Lisa Ray, the fabulous Lisa Ray, plays a voodoo witch who put a spell on me, and Country Wayne is this fool trying to get his hands on my daughter. Matter of fact, he got his hands on my daughter, so I got to break the spell and fight with him. And it's really just an awesome, awesome play. It's called Holiday Heartbreak, and it's on BET Plus. Plus, you may or may not know that I also have my own morning show every morning on YouTube. And people, all they have to do is go to YouTube, subscribe to my page, The Michael COLYAR Morning Show, The Michael COLYAR Morning Show, and they can check it out. They don't have to go in the morning, although the show starts at 7 a.m. in Los Angeles, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. But anytime, day or night, you can go to YouTube and put in The Michael COLYAR Morning Show and look at any of the 128 episodes we've already done.
Oh, yeah. I was on your website. Like I said, I'm a big fan.
Page, I like to say The Michael COLYAR, the real MichaelCollyar.com. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, man, I may be a little starstruck, but not maybe. I am starstruck. I'm actually.
Oh, that's kind. Thank
you. Man, you don't realize how much me and my friends have talked about you when we're all comedians. Like, we all came out of comedy school around the same time. So,
okay.
Yeah, and they didn't believe me that I had you for the podcast interview at all. So I was like, they're gonna be shocked.
So did you go to an acting comedy class?
I did. I went to the Funny Bone comedy class.
Nice.
And I went for 6.5 weeks. 6.5 weeks. I graduated top of my class.
Oh, nice. How much did they charge you?
$250.
That ain't bad.
Mm-mm.
That ain't bad. That was a bad price?
Mm-mm.
That's not bad. $250. I teach a comedy class as well.
Really?
And yes, my next one's gonna be in March. I charge $200, and it's a 6-week course as well. You know, that we do it on Zoom and it's off the chain. So have you done my morning show yet?
I watched a little bit of your morning shows.
But you haven't performed on it? Are you performing anywhere?
I've done a couple of Zoom shows. I just did a New York Underground Comedy Festival last month. Okay. And I will be doing Zoom. Like, you were telling about acting and stuff. You really got to be an actor with Zoom because there's no crowd. It's just comedians into the.
Okay, I need you to get that out of your mind. Don't think like that. Okay. You don't need if you're funny, you're funny. You don't need nobody to laugh at you. Laugh at your damn self. Just tell the jokes. Do the routine. Whatever the routine is. You just, in your mind, imagine. If people watching you. If they watching you, they laughing. Just do your shows. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you create a crutch or a handicap for yourself. It's a lot of money in doing the Zoom show. So instead of not getting that money, because you're not getting the immediate response of an audience laughter out loud, just tell your jokes like they're funny. You know what I'm saying? If you know they're funny, tell your joke and laugh at your joke. All right, y'all gonna really like this next one. Then you tell your next joke. Oh, well, I hope you like this one. If y'all there, anybody in there? Anybody in? And just have fun. And just have fun for your time period. And you've done your show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you took the class. You should be working now. You should be jumping on these sites and doing stuff. People are paying folks to MC. I'm MCing all kind of shows. I'm not getting an immediate response. I just go to the next thing. And then our next guest up, he only got one leg, but boy, he's hopping funny. Get your hands together for Ricky Jackson. Yeah, Ricky. Ricky in the house, y'all. Boom. I've done what I need to do. Then you go to your next thing. Okay?
Definitely.
All right, let's keep going.
So, how did Def Comedy Jam come along? Like,
that is a really wonderful question, because my great friend Bernie Mac got me in. And I had known Bernie from Chicago, where I'm from, Southside Projects, Robert Taylor Home, 4352 South State Park, 909. And I knew Bernie when he was kicking around and getting started. That boy was always bad. Always. From the beginning of time, he was bad. He used to have a show where he had the girls, he had dancing girls. He'd come out, there'd be music, and he had 6 girls come out and dance with him. It was showtime. He'd have his cigar. He was just cool as a cucumber. And when I came to Los Angeles, I started out by doing street performance. And so I was on Venice Beach, where I ended up doing 9 years of street performance. And while I was out there, with my very first year there, Def Jam was coming about. I didn't know anything about it. But Bernie Mac called them and recommended to me. They said, you got to use Michael COLYAR. And then he called me and said, Michael, you got to do this show called Def Jam. And I was like, heck yeah, I would have done any show anyway. I was just starting. I was on the street. Now, I would have done the show in a phone booth if you promised to call,
Right.
And they called, and I always give credit to my friend, Mr. Bernie Mac.
Bernie was an inspiration, man. I've watched a lot of his stand-up. In my opinion, he had one of the best sets on Kings of Comedy. His set in general was just life, and he turned that into a sitcom, the Bernie Mac Show, which is still being played all across on Bounce TV. I watch it 7:00 every day. So
yeah. It was perfect. He was a wonderful cat, and his shows were awesome. Nobody could touch him. If he was alive today, he'd be number one comic alive today.
Yeah.
Now be me. Woo!
So how did the book come across? Like, how did you get into writing books? What happened? A funny thing. Yeah.
It's about the president. It came across because I love my president, Barack Hussein Obama. And so the first book is called The Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the White House. I knocked on the door and a brother answered. That's my first book. It's like a love letter and a lifting up of the president, of who I think is the first truly great president in my lifetime. And I never really cared about a president or politics. Pardon me. Until Barack Obama came in the game, because I always thought politics had nothing to do with me. I'm just one of the million pawns that politicians move around as they do what they do. And then Barack Obama came in and showed us that we could be part of this system, and that he could take it to the very top, and that was something that meant the world to me. It's just awesome. It was just really, really awesome, Yeah, so I wrote that first book, which is animated, and it's an illustrated book, a cartoon book. I was looking around because I didn't know we were going to talk about books, because, hold up a second, because if I did, I would try to have one right here to show you. And I usually got them laying everywhere. Don't go nowhere. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, I don't have one right here with me, else I would show it to you, because I would love you to see wait a minute, what the cover looks like. Dang it. Dang me. Get yourself a rule, but hang me. Hold on a second. Don't go nowhere.
I got you.
From the highest hill. Dang me, if you will. Let me see where that. I can't believe that these books aren't close to the table. I should always have one right where I can reach over and pick one up and show it to you. I'm in my home studio here. La 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 la. Okay, well, I guess you want to use your imagination. Time like this. Hold up. Keep on right down here. Okay. Forget it. I'm sorry. Was not well prepared for that. So forget it. I don't have it with me right now. Oh, you know what I was just thinking? Hold up. Because I frequently talk about my book when I'm somewhere, people ask me about them. I have put together a page in my photographs with the books. Okay, bam. There you go with all of them. All right, here we go. This is the cover. That's the funny thing happened on the way to the White House. I knocked on the door and a brother answered. And they're $10 each. Okay, that's my first book. My second book is called Miss Innocent Goes to Cool School and Other Silly Stuff. That's a poetry book for adult children. It's a cold hardback book. It's off the chain. And my third book is Michael Goes Motivational, which is motivational speaking from a comedic point of view. Yes, that's the three that's out. I got a new one. I just wrote actually two new ones, but only one I'm in love with. So I'll just have one more that's coming out too. But that's special. I can't tell you about that right now. I can tell you, but I had to kill you. So writing books, like, I've always been a poet and I've always written. So now it's the time to start getting that paid for. We have all these wonderful talents in us, and we shouldn't leave that talent on the table. We should share it with the world. And in sharing it with the world is going to pay us for it,
Well, it's a passion project, and that's what I read. It was passion, and I get passionate about podcasting, and I definitely get passionate about comedy. And this is something that I love to do, And the things, I just turned 32 last month. The things the people that I've met, the things that I've seen, on both sides is it's amazing. And I think one thing I like about comedy was it opened up the door for a lot of things. After I went to comedy school, I started taking acting classes. I wanted to be a threat. So I started taking acting classes at the Performance Playground in Norfolk. And it was $5 every Thursday. And it was from 8 p.m. to 12. And sometimes I stay in about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and get right back up at 7 just to go to work at 8:45 in the morning, like it was nothing bothering me. And I had a mentor, Marlon Hargrave and James Cooper. We call him Pop. And a lot of talent came out of there, like Leonard Oates came out of there. And we started breaking down a lot of stuff where your mind started to open up to different things, and your name came up a couple of times. when we was talking about like different comedians and what they're doing. And he started breaking down. He told me, man, you need to study Michael. He said you need to study you. But he would tell me to study you on mute so I could see your comedic presence and see how you walked across the stage and how interactive you were with the crowd. So that goes back to the elephant Mercedes joke, like you got the elephant behind you. You got the crowd really involved into that joke. It's actually on YouTube on the LOL network now.
It should be on. It's on the LOL network.
Yes, sir.
And what is it that's on there? Is it my Bounce performance from Bounce TV?
Your Bounce TV performance. I saw that one. I saw one. It was like
what's on LOL? Is that what's on LOL?
No, that's not on LOL. I think that was on your channel.
I've never been on LOL. I need to look on there and see what they got on there on me because I've never even seen that network. I know that it's there. It's owned by Kevin Hart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's there, but I've never people put my stuff on and won't even hire me. What about hiring me? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm good.
if you want me to, I can text you the link because I was watching it at work today and I was talking to some coworkers. I was like,
by all means, text me the link. I'd love to see the link.
Yeah,
that'd be great. That'd be great.
My coworker's like, oh my gosh, make sure you get some rest.
Do it right. No interview, player.
Oh my bad, I got so excited. And your motivational.
Brother, man. I also have a one-man play that I'm doing across the country, and it's called Michael Colyar's Mama. That's my mama right there. If you like your mama, you're gonna love this play. I'm gonna do it in 100 cities around the country. So I basically, man, you should always do what you love. If you do what you love, even if you break even, you're ahead of the game, So I do what I love, and basically I break about even. But I'm thrilled. There's a lot of people make more money than me, but ain't nobody having more fun than me because I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm reaching people, I'm touching people, I'm healing people, I'm lifting people up, and all of that love and light comes back to me in some form or some fashion, Yeah.
And you are touching people. Your voicemail stuck out.
Oh,
your voicemail.
People call my voicemail even when they don't want to talk to me. They call just to listen to the voicemail and lighten their day up, And I'm like, I think that's pretty cool that I could, if there's any way that I can make your life feel a little bit better. It don't cost me nothing to be nice, Nice is easy.
Nice is easy. Hard is mean is hard. I mean, why not smile?
Mean takes work, brother.
Definitely. Like I said, I'm starstruck. I had my notes and everything, man. I saw it. Star Search. You was on Star Search and you donated half your money to the LA homeless charities. That was what? I mean, of course, it's always great to give back, but like, what made that?
I don't know at the time. I didn't have no whole lot of money. So when Ed McMahon, who was the host, asked me what would I do if I won $100,000, I've always wanted to help homeless. I always try to help the homeless. I used to back then. I would come to Venice Beach to do shows, and before I start my show, I would buy 10 meals to give to homeless people, but they only cost 99 cents each, and you ain't get no meat. But you got eggs and toast and grits, and jelly. And if you have all that and you sleeping on a park bench, that's a meal. So I would get 10 of those, and walk down Venice Beach and hand them out to homeless people until they ran out, and I just always liked to give back. I just know that you ever want to have anything, Jerome, you got to learn to give it away, man. If you give everything to everybody, you'll have so much stuff, you won't have no place to put it. It's the law of giving. It's called karma. Whatever you send out is what comes back to you. So sin, give, and see if it don't come back to you stronger and greater than you imagined. And so I was always giving anyway. And shoot, I was just hustling at the time, doing comedy on the beach. If suddenly I had 100,000, 50,000 would have been fine with me if I knew that I could take that other half and help people and lift people and heal people. And I've never looked back. It has been such a blessing to me to help other people. you know. And every time you do that, every time you help somebody, it come back. You know, you may not see it right away, but sooner or later, someone comes and blesses you in a magical way. And all you have to stop and do is think about it. What did I do to deserve this? And you remember, oh, I remember the time I helped that lady across the street. I mean, sure, I took her purse when she wasn't looking, but I helped her get her across there, you know. So, yeah.
Definitely, you're supposed to give back. What you put in this earth is what you're going to receive. And you treat people the way that you want to be treated, because at the end of the day, that could be you. And you have to reach out. You have to do that. And I learned that I was working in banking before where I'm at now. And I gave back a lot. I looked out, and where I was banking at, it was so much stuff that I was learning. I just had to share it, and it made sense. So I'm still learning. Still a student to the finance game. That's why I like to be. I like to be a student in life in general. But the everyday people, I still keep in contact with one person. I call him Uncle Morrison. He said hello, by the way.
Who's Uncle Morrison?
Uncle Morrison was one of my clients. I used to work with his wife, Mrs. Morrison, and he came in probably like 2 weeks later, and we just vibed. And I gave him my phone number, and he needs to laugh. He'll call me. If I need advice or motivation, I call him.
So is he a comedian? And you still haven't made it clear to me who the hell he is.
He's not a no. He's not a comedian.
He's just Uncle Morrison.
Uncle Morrison.
This nigga walking down the street named Uncle Morrison.
I call it Antonio Morrison.
That almost sound like an old dude that walk real slow. As Uncle Morrison, and you know, I got a mule in the back that I'm trying to sell real cheap. What the hell is Uncle Morrison?
Morrison's my go-to, man. He's my go-to. He's my go-to.
But I don't want you to waste a comedy class. Mm-hmm. If you took a comedy class, I need you to be out doing comedy. And it's not just virtual. There are still some places that's open, right?
There are some places that's still open, but I like to keep it up 100%. My father is a little sick. My parents are more vulnerable to the disease, and it wouldn't be fair to them. What kind of
sick is your father?
He has pancreatitis.
Okay, how long does he have that?
He just got diagnosed with it back in November of last year.
And what is he doing about it?
He's going to treatment. He's got 7 more left.
7 more? What kind of treatments are it? Like,
it's like a catheter. His diet had to change. Well, he was already eating healthy, but there's certain things that he can't eat. There's certain things that he can't put on, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's my Superman, to be honest with you. He actually paid for half my comedy class, and he paid for this microphone, and with this podcast setup he's helped me out with. So it just wouldn't be fair to him to put myself in that position. And I don't want to expose them to it, because God knows the cases up here in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake are just rising like.
So, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So
yeah, you gotta be. I was trying to look as a friend of mine who's a doctor, Dr. Lamar Price, and I would really like your father to talk to him. He's a naturopath, a natural doctor. He was a regular medical doctor at first, but he came to the conclusion that there's only 5 reasons to be a medical doctor. That's Money. In the medical profession, they always trying to get you for the money. How much medicine can they sell you? How much could they charge you to be in their hospitals? Holistic medicine is kinder to your body. It's nicer, it's gentler to your body because it's all natural. It's coming from fruit and vegetable and natural things that grow from the earth. There's no chemical basis in it. And it also has to deal with your diet. What are you eating, and also your connectedness to spirit. So once I can find him, I would love it if your father or you could have a talk, or even better, if your father could have a talk with him and tell him, I'm sorry, I'm trying to call him in. If you could just tell him what's going on with him, because there's probably a better way, a gentler way, a nicer way, because you telling me treatments, that means either medication or radiation. you know, and neither one of those are good for the human body. That stuff ain't good. It's hard on you, you know. Sometimes you take that route and you fix one thing while you're damaging something else, you know. So I'm always pushing people to try to lean more towards holistic medicine, holistic modalities, you know. So if you're interested, you know, I can send you Dr. Lamar's number and you can reach out and just talk to him. It don't cost him nothing for you to talk to him, you know, but I want your father to be well and back beating up and at him. How old is
he? He just turned 60 back on the 2nd of January.
Young, man. It's a spring chicken, man. 3 days ago, I turned 64. I don't feel a day over 59. He should be up and at him on his next mission, you know? So I want him to be able to get around because then I want you to be able to get out that house because you got to go do your comedy or you got to at least do your comedy.
One sec.
You got to at least do your comedy online. You know, it's all kind of online comedy shows. Create an online comedy show. Create one with your friends. You said you went to comedy class. You got guys, y'all do comedy and talk about it. Get 2 or 3 of your friends together, do an online comedy show. Go on Zoom just like this or some form of, you know, if you do Zoom, you can get up to 80 people to watch you at a time. When I do my class, I only take 20 people. Sometimes I'm only do 15. And so we go through the classes for the 6th week, but on the 6th week, everybody performs for Zoom. And so I invite everybody who's watching my morning show. Incidentally, I got the Michael Collier Morning Show, best show in the world. That's Michael Collier Morning Show on YouTube. I invite everybody who's watching my morning show to watch my students do their final class. So it'll be 80 faces across the screen that you're performing to. So you have an audience that's laughing at your stuff and you see what works or what doesn't work. But you got to do the stuff you learn. And what's the sense of learning? I got a lot of friends, though, it's like that. They are professional students. And I say, oh, man, now you got your degree. What you going to do? Man, I'm going to do my next degree. Well, shoot, when you going to make it work for you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good to learn and learn and learn, but are you a professional learner? So you have a whole bunch of money stacked somewhere, so you're going to spend the rest of your life learning something? Or are you going to take what you learn and apply it? You know, I mean, the difference in intellect and wisdom is intellect is the accumulation of knowledge, to learn a bunch of stuff. Wisdom is the proper usage of that knowledge. How do you use the thing that you learn? You know, I'm a comedian. I'm not going to sit in my house and not do comedy just because of COVID or any other thing. I'm going to get on this device and do stuff. I do 3 shows. Okay, so I do my morning show 5 days a week, 7 until 8:30 in the morning, Los Angeles time. I have me and my cold team, Christopher Richards, who's hilarious, is my sidekick, and my producer is Ebony Elijah. And then we have all kind of folks. My woman comes on, my queen. She's got a segment. Everybody comes on, do segments. We interview people. We do comedy, just all kind of stuff, music. And I do a show, hour and a half. We've done 128 shows. We'll do one again Monday. In fact, Monday, Tony. You remember that group? Mm-hmm. Well, they're coming on, the original group. The only person not with them is Raphael Sadiq. So the rest of them are coming on this show as the original group and performing. I have a vocalist on it. I have scientists. I have teachers. And they come on the show and we have a good time. What am I telling you this for? Because I'm utilizing the skill that I have, the thing that I've learned. I'm not going to sit in my house crying like a little bitch. I'm going to be working. I'm going to be connected. So then my second show is every Wednesday night, I do a thing called Superstar Interviews. Do you know what Saturday Night Live is?
Yeah.
So you know who Eddie Murphy is?
I sure do.
So do you know who was on Saturday Night Live before Eddie Murphy?
Nah.
There was another gentleman. His name was Garrett Morris. Garrett Morris was the first Black guy on Saturday Night Live. He was the original guy. He's the guy that Eddie Murphy replaced on there. Okay? He's 84 years old right now. This brother's on a show right now called Two Broke Girls. He ain't never stopped working. He's a legend. He's doing my show this Wednesday, Superstar Interviews. This Wednesday just passed, we just had an Officer and Gentleman. No. We did Officer and Gentleman last week. We did Lou Gossett last week. This week, we did the guy from Car Wash. I'm drawing a blank. Do you see Predator?
Bill Duke.
Come on, player. I had Mr. Bill Duke on here Wednesday doing his thing. I've had Wyclef Jean, Dougie Fresh, Russell Simmons. So every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., on Instagram. I have the superstar interviews. Why interview stars? You know. So Garrett Morris is next week. Okay. And then every Thursday, I sit in my living room and I read books to children. I read books to children. You know who wrote that book? Chocolate Me?
Tay Diggs? I saw the name underneath there, yeah.
Oh, okay, Tay Diggs. Well, it turns out that I just found another Tay Diggs book at a black bookstore yesterday. This one is called Mixed Me. So a black person who has a white in him as well, a mixed person. You know, here he talks about loving yourself as being black, as, you know, called Chocolate Me, and how I love chocolate. Sometimes people used to make fun of him and his color. You look like chocolate. And then his mama said, but yeah. See, they making fun of him, but his mama said, but yeah, don't you like chocolate? And he's like, I do like chocolate. And come to turn out that he loves who he is. Look, she says, look in the mirror. Look what you see. He looked in the mirror. He saw Chocolate Me. So I read to the children. Me and Roscoe. You met Roscoe. Where Roscoe? Where'd he go? Roscoe. There he is. Roscoe over here trying to take a nap. Roscoe is the host of the morning show. What? I'm on the show? No, not yet. You just visiting people. Who's this guy with the glasses? He's a comedian. You know, well, he's not really a comedian because he don't do no comedy. What? Yeah, you gotta do comedy to be a comedian. You gotta do comedy to be a comedian. And how come your mouth move as much as mine? Shut up. Anyway, so we do 11 a.m. every Thursday on Instagram. And I just read books to children. I bring out the puppets. I talk to the kids, and I talk to them about the importance of reading. I do one book, and then I do 2 poems by Shel Silverstein. I'm telling you this to say that you got to utilize these tools you got, dude. You know, they say that the wealthiest place in the world is the cemetery because there's so many people who've died and took their gifts with them, man. People who have great songs in them and didn't get out and sing them. People who can dance and never danced nowhere, just kept it in their house. Comedians who went to comedy classes and sit in their house and say, I can't go nowhere and work because COVID. You know, so I'm saying I need you to utilize your gifts, brother.
I will.
Feel me?
You know, you're not the first person that said that because I had Nori Davis as well on this podcast, and he said the same thing. And excuse me if I'm getting offensive. I had a porn star on one episode, and she said the same thing. She does adult films.
Yeah, she's doing what she knows. She's out fucking. So she's a porn star. What's her name?
It's Sexual Savage. It's Sexual Savage.
Her name is Sexual Savage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's painful. That sounds like that's going to hurt right there. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Well, on my superstar interview, one of the biggest numbers I got is from a lady, a gentleman who's now a lady, a transsexual, named T.S. Madison. Really? T.S. Madison has 500,000 viewers. She came on my show. My numbers went through the sky. I mean, I usually might get a couple of hundred people on. Like 900 people immediately was on when she came on. You know what I'm saying? So, but what is she doing? She's doing her shows. She just got a gig now on WeTV. They're doing a reality show for her. But what she do? She gets on every morning and does a show. She broadcasts and talks to people, and people are coming in talking to her the whole time, just like on my show. I got people writing and talking, and you're interacting, and you're changing information. So the thing is right now it's not a shutdown. It's just a reset, man. You gotta pivot, change, and do the same thing in the way you do it, but do it different so it adjusts to whoever you're reaching, who you're trying to reach out to, man. So somebody else told you, I told you. How many of you are going to have to tell you before you get out and do the work?
Yeah, that's it, because it's coming from you.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's get it going, man. Let's make it work. Let's shake a leg. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I try to get to you.
And you know, I'm glad to be on here on Black History Month with you, man. That's a great time, man. We can celebrate that.
We do need to celebrate that.
I do celebrate. You know, here in Los Angeles, our black paper is called The Sentinel. And the cover of The Sentinel this week is Black History Month. A lot of the great black pioneers are right there. So this whole paper is just about Black pioneers, you know. And a lot of them I never heard of either, and I'm studying them. This guy, this guy came up with a patent for the light bulb. His name is Lewis Howard Latimer. You know, that was like the 1800s. I mean, brother's been doing cool stuff. Daniel Hale Williams, of course, we all learned about Daniel Hale Williams in school. He came up with blood plasma, you know, and unfortunately, he died in a hospital because they didn't have blood plasma for him, and he was in a car accident, you know. I mean, I just love studying us. I think we're so awesome. Ida B. Wells is a project in Chicago named after her. And she also was a civil rights leader who was an activist and became known because she brought international attention to lynchings, of how they lynched us. You know, she brought international attention to it because white folks used to lynch us just like they was going to a picnic. They would dress up for it, bring a picnic basket. They have on their suits. They took pictures. They even went so far as to cut pieces off of our bodies and leave them on as souvenirs on their mantle. You know, she brought attention to that. I grew up in a project called the Robert Taylor Homes. Robert Taylor was a cold brother. He's one of the first Black architects. He studied under who went to Tuskegee. He studied under the great guy. There wasn't Booker T. Washington. Who did Tuskegee? Who's at Tuskegee Institute? He studied under him. You know, so I'm proud to be Black. You know, and so they got Scott Joplin in here who did the ragtime music. You know, so you should be studying it because for me, Black History Month is every month for Black people. Now, whether they decide to celebrate it or not, that's up to them. But I celebrate it every day and all day long because Black people are my favorite people in the whole wide world. And I say that in a room full of white people. Yes, sir. What's next?
No, I studied Marion Barry. I studied Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
Malcolm X is one of the inspirations where were the Black frames. Dick Gregory.
That was Dick Gregory, my great friend, man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a great comedian. Dick Gregory was a bomb.com. So smart. Oh, God, if he was alive today, his take on what's going on with COVID and what's going on with our political system would blow your mind. Such a genius, such a wonderful, wonderful, powerful man. Yeah. So, yes, study him more. Study him. He's somebody to study, you know? In fact, I'm calling his son today, and I wrote it down. Look, I wrote it down. No, I thought I had it on that page. I wrote it down today that I'm calling his son. His son, look. See if you can see that name. Right there. See what it says?
I just see Christian Gregory.
It says Christian Gregory. That's his son. I'm supposed to put a call into him today, you know? So go ahead. What else you come on here to talk about, man? You got my time. Make the best of it. What else?
Oh, man. So what advice do you have to up and come? Well, you already gave a Jules about being an up and coming comedian. What about, like, you know, if I'm a comedian, I'm breaking off into acting. What about writing and stuff like that? Like, have you ever thought about, like, writing your own scripts? Maybe start doing short films or anything like that? Since you just got.
I do all of that, brother. I write films. I produce films. My new movie out right now. I'm a producer on that, on Holiday Heartbreak. You know, I have a series that's written. Gregory, a Christian. Uh-oh. Maybe I got the wrong number. I hope not. That person just hung up on me. They might pick back up and say, dude, you got the wrong number. Don't be calling my house. That's all they could do. Can't nobody beat you up on the phone. All they can do is do. No. I have all kind of plays. I have sitcoms that I've written, you know, and now I push them. I get out there and take them around and sell them. You got to be writing. And I'm writing a 1 hour special, a brand new one with all material no one's heard. I'll be through writing that March 15th, brother.
Really? Yeah. I just submitted a stand-up special to NBC Unit Tips, and I submitted the podcast over as well too.
Oh, fantastic. But see, I want to see your comedy. I could probably bring you on my show, but I got to see your comedy. And we have a comedian on my morning show every morning at 10 minutes after 7. 7:10 is what Michael's comedy platform. We put on 128 comedians. You know? He must be, what's the name? This dude must be, he must be in a meeting or something, because he picked up and hung up, and now he ain't picking up. Yo, Christian Gregory, Michael Collier, call me back, brother. We're talking about you today. Bye. So, yeah, man. So I want you to use all these tips and all this information you have. I want you to use the fact that you have a mother and a daughter that sponsors you, supports you, man. I want you to help your father heal, you know, and I want you to learn everything you can about your craft so you'll be good at it. Just keep working. You'll look up and have your own show somewhere, and then I can come and beg you for a job.
Oh man, you know, I got a motto. I don't never want anybody to work for me. I want you to work with me. I'm self-entrepreneur, self-starter. That's just what it's about. And this is a platform. I still call it a podcast, but it's really just a show, because I don't want to put myself in the box, because there's going to be some more stuff that I really want to do. I mean, I just bought a book on how to write scripts. I actually want to release a comedy album. I want to bridge into that. I'm trying to learn how to rap on beat. So I've been taking advantage of it.
Good. Good for you. At least you're trying. You're going forward. Once again, the only advice I can give you or anybody is, if you think you want to do something, do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. You know, get your comedy down, write your material, perform for your daddy and your mama and your sister. Write material, and once a week, do a show for them. I had Melissa Williams on my show. You know Melissa L. Williams? She's on The Oval on BET. She plays a twin on The Oval. Mm-hmm. Well, she's awesome. She was one of my superstar guests Wednesday. I had her and Bill Duke. Those were my guests. And she said that what they do in her family is they have a talent show every year. They have a talent show, just family members. And they all get together. Somebody might sing, somebody might dance, entertain your dad. He's in there. Man, you should have once a week Sunday comedy show with Jerome. And burst into your dad's room, and your mom and your sister should be all in there sitting down. Y'all should have popcorn and stuff and perform to them. Just perform to them. Just keep building your material. Trying new stuff. Just keep on hitting them with funny stuff. You know? Yeah. And that's going to be building your comedy muscle. And see, success is when opportunity meets preparation. You keep preparing. Somebody will call you and say, hey, man, we're about to do a comedy show. You're going to be cold, brother, because you've been practicing this stuff on your parents and your sister every day. And they're going to be your best critics because they know your work. And they know if you're really funny or if you just trying. And they'll say, well, Romy Rome, why don't you add the line about the peanut butter? That'll really make that funny. And you go, oh, wow. I'm going to try that when I do it for y'all again. Next Sunday, the 15-minute comedy extravaganza. That's how you build your stuff, brother. You build it by doing it, I'm honored to have been here with you today, but I can't give you no more time. I got a place to go and people to do.
I appreciate the time and the jewels that you gave me. So what I'm going to do, once we end the interview, I'm going to go ahead and send you 2 videos. I'm going to send you the elephant Mercedes joke, and I'm going to send you my stand-up bit that I did when I graduated comedy school. I put on my YouTube page as well, too, when I performed at the Funny Bone.
Okay, cool. I want to see that. Because if your stuff is halfway funny, I'll bring you on my show. And these glasses are by a Black designer. His name is David Ford. He is my sponsor on my morning show. It's a cold brother. You have to spend your money with Versace when you got David Ford. David Ford. You got your David Fords, brother. David Ford. I got them in seafoam. David Ford. What, player? Come on, what you talking about? Got them in gray. David Ford. What? What if you want to get mean with it and go red? David Ford. What? Sometimes you want to go all the way out. Put your Hollywood glasses on. Somebody cut up the highlights. David Ford. So you should go online and go to David Ford Eyewear and check out the glasses he has, because this is Black History Month and this is the best time to support Black-owned businesses. So I just want to put that out there. Somebody might actually see your little podcast. Who knows? Besides you and your mama and your sister. And they might say, oh, I need to get me some glasses from
David Ford.
Okay. So there it is, sir. I need you to at least start chiming in. You said your mom a fan. I guarantee you she ain't never seen my morning show. Has she?
Nah, she don't know how to work the stuff. I'm at work. She don't know how to work it. So we're going to get her on it.
YouTube? You need to show your mother how to work YouTube. Because it's not to work. You just put the app on whatever device. And then she can come in the morning, hit YouTube, and watch my morning show. How y'all gonna be fans if y'all don't watch me? What kind of damn fan is that? That's like a fan, but it don't wave. If I'm not fanning myself, the fan ain't shit. I need to have a fan that actually watches, man. Your mama and your sister come in the room. All we fans of y'all. Give them the opportunity to see me every morning. You need to set that up. I need your word that you're gonna set it up so that they can watch me on YouTube whenever they want to.
How about this? I'll go ahead and screenshot you the subscription when we actually watch it in the watch history. Sound like a plan?
I love that. How about that? And all you do is go on YouTube and put in the Michael Collier Morning Show. And anybody wants to follow me, you can follow me on my Cash App. Okay, that's $, Michael Collier's Money. If you don't want to follow me on $ Michael Collier's Money, drop a little scribble in there, a little blessing for your brother. Then you can follow me on Instagram under Michael Collier. So it's easy to find me, or you can go to my very sexy webpage, the real michaelcollier.com, where you can pull up photos and all kind of stuff. So thank you, brother. I'm honored that you took time out with me. You gave me a few moments. I hope that you learned some stuff and you utilize it. One thing, like I said, it's one thing to know stuff, but if you don't use it, it's not wisdom. It's just intellect. Intellect ain't bad. Knowing a lot of stuff ain't bad, but using the stuff you know is so much better, you know? So I appreciate you. This has been a plum pleasing pleasure. And if you send me some funny stuff of you, then we'll bring you on one morning. You can do the comedy on my morning show, and your mama can watch you live on the Michael Collier Morning Show.
Most definitely. She's a comedian. She's a comedian too.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
God bless you, and God bless her, man.
Thank you.
Blessings. Take care, man. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for having me on.
Thank
God
you for
bless.
being on. God bless.
All right. See you now. Take care. Bye-bye.